What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to episode 2 of Un-Cringed, the show where we break down the worst takes of the week off social media. We got some good ones this week. Brian, looking forward to it?
Oh, we do. I'm excited.
I say we just hop into the first one here, and this one is not necessarily a take on baseball. This is Mark Steinberg coming at our necks, and I quote, "It makes no sense whatsoever to discuss the worst post from Twitter on YouTube. Posting such crap just makes a mockery or intelligent fandom and creates a toxic environment." Mark, what did I ever do to you? Who hurt you? Who hurt you, Mark? Because I know I didn't. We didn't even talk about your tweet last week.
No, but we should definitely look up his. We should look up his Twitter because I bet it's got some golden takes.
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with what we're doing. If someone wants to post an awful take, I think that it's only our duty to call them out on it.
Exactly. No, Mark is kind of missing the point. He calls the Yankee fandom an intelligent fandom. That's just a joke. I mean, have you seen Yankees Twitter? It's a cesspool of baseless accusations on everything. So, I mean, that's the whole point of this, is to point out that, like, just because you have New York Yankees fan in your bio does not mean that you are intelligent when it comes to baseball. It doesn't mean that your takes are good. So We're trying to point out that Yankee fans have some terrible takes, such as trading Giancarlo Stanton, one of the best players in baseball, just because he's hurt a little bit. So
exactly. So, Mark, I'm sorry, but I'm also not sorry. And now for our second tweet, we're going to be looking. Well, actually, our first tweet, second take we're going to be looking at tonight is from Christopher Michaels, I believe his name is. This was replying to a tweet of Clint Frazier snapping his bat in half. He said, "The most fire shown all night. Judge K's on a ball way out of the zone. He just smiles, throws his gum out, and walks back to the dugout. Torres makes his 11th error, and he just stands there. 4 errors tonight, just pathetic." Now, let me start this off, Christopher. The errors are inexcusable. The bad performance is inexcusable. But after Gleyber Torres makes an error, like, what are you expecting him to do? Do you want him to, like, take his glove and chuck it in over center field? Or, like, when Judge strikes out, do you want him to snap his bat in half too and just break his kneecap? Because that's exactly what would happen. There's a point between fire and emotion and just childness.
Yeah, you also have to realize that Judge gets called out on strikes on balls that are way out of the zone all the time. So he just is kind of used to it at this point and jaded. Like, he's not going to get in a fight with an umpire and get thrown out just because of a bad call. It's not going to happen anymore. So, exactly. I mean, Gleyber could totally throw his glove out. I mean, he has no use for it anyway, clearly. But
shots at Gleyber, damn. Yeah, not every player is going to bang their bat on the top of the dugout like Brett Gardner. But let's get into the next tweet here. So Dan Federico tweeted out, interesting point brought up by Michael K just now that I have to say I agree with. He said the difference between the 90s Yankees and this era is that this team doesn't have quote-unquote assassins like Posada, Teeny, I think it means Tino, Straw, etc. Said Guardian Voit may have it in them, but they need more. This is ludicrous. I mean, to say Gardner and Voit are the only 2 players on this team who are quote-unquote assassins, what makes Brett Gardner an assassin?
Hold on, what does that even mean? Can we just talk about that for a second? What the fuck is an assassin?
Definition of an assassin. What makes Brett Gardner an assassin? His 176 postseason average?
Yeah, I mean,
and if we're talking about assassins, how are we not talking about DJ LeMahieu?
Well, can we define assassin for a second? Does it just mean good player? Because then we have plenty of those. I mean,
exactly.
Are we talking about actual killers? Was Posada an actual killer? Like, did we really want him on our team then?
I hope not. But I mean, if we're assuming the definition of an assassin is like a clutch player in the eyes of Michael K.
We have DJ LeMahieu, who is the clutchest of all.
DJ LeMahieu almost saved the Yankees season in Houston last year when everyone else was absolutely putrid. Aaron Hicks hit a huge home run off Justin Verlander in the playoffs last season. Aaron Judge has always showed up in the playoffs.
Judge's always there in the playoffs.
2 assassins and Brett Gardner is one of them is ludicrous.
Wait, hold on. Can we just rewind a second? What is Brett Gardner's postseason average?
It's about, it's definitely not above 200.
You said 176. I think that sounds about right. So,
and on to the next one. And now for our second to last tweet of the day. We got a tweet replying to Tyler Wade's home run video posted by the Yankees today, and it says, "Package Hicks, Stanton, and Sanchez in the offseason for pitching." What? How are you going to package all 3 of these guys for pitching? First of all, no one's taking Giancarlo Stanton's contract. Pretty sure he has a no trade clause. Hicks has a good contract, I guess. And Gary Sanchez is coming off the worst season of his career. So why are you packaging these guys for pitching at this point?
Dude, I'm just, man, come on. Like, does Yankees Twitter not understand that trades go both ways? Like, you can't just throw players away for whatever you want. What the fuck do you think you're going to get for that? Honestly. And first off, why is everyone always trying to get rid of everyone always trying to get rid of Hicks, who's a great player, high WAR player. He walks constantly. He's always on base. Like, and he's got a great contract. What is he? 7 years for $70 million, something like that.
Pretty good, yeah.
That's so cheap for a really, really good center fielder. And then Stanton, top 10 player in the game when he's healthy, easily. Yep. And then Sanchez, who could be a great catcher if he just got his shit together, which he definitely could. I mean, we can't take too much stock in what's going on this year. But come on, guys, can we just okay?
I think the bottom line of this tweet is, we should just package Hicks, Stanton, Sanchez, send them to Minnesota. Let's take back Michael Pineda.
Why don't we give him Judge too? We don't
Judge,
need Cole either, right?
Clint. We don't need anybody. Trade them all away.
Fuck them. Get rid of them.
And now for our last tweet of the day here. This is a tweet happened earlier today, and this is, they need to get Brett Gardner in there. Frazier is not as good in the field, in my opinion. Let's keep in mind that this season, Clint Frazier is one of the top defensive right fielders in the game.
Yeah,
and also, the offensive contribution is twice the amount of Brett Gardner.
Twice? Try 6 times.
Joyce wants to put Gardner in there over Frazier. What do you think, Brian?
Joyce. Look, if it's a late game, substitution for defense, I'm okay with that. But come on, first off, Brett Gardner has no arm, and Frazier's mostly playing right field, so we don't want Brett Gardner in right field.
He's a noodle arm.
What are you, noodle arm? Literally noodle arm. Dude can't throw to freaking third base from left field. Like, come on. Brett Gardner he's not as great as everyone cranks him out to be. I mean, he's solid in the field, but like he's not God. And Frazier's been great in the field.
Yeah, there's literally zero reasoning to be able to back the fact that Brett Gardner should start over Clint Frazier. But I'm pretty sure it's going to wrap it up for us tonight. For those of you who might be new to our show, we mean none of this with bad intentions. Once again, we love you all, and be careful what you post on social media because you might be featured on our next episode. And it's going to do it for us tonight, and we will see you guys next time. Have a good one.